Hi there guys. In this class we're gonna talk about the material masters grouping and categorization. Now we have already gone through the material master and kind of touched briefly on some of the important fields and their business significance. In this chapter we're gonna talk about what are all the situations in which material masters can be grouped, and what are the categorizations and groupings that SAP allows. Now, if you want to think of some scenarios, I would ask you to think of scenarios like this. Maybe the way you are a company like HP sells computers, right? So there is HP that sells different computers, right? It sells desktops and it sells laptops and it sells maybe printers. Now this could be a very broad categorization. Now we have not gone to enterprise structure yet. That's a different concept that we're going to cover a couple of classes forward. But at this point, this could be a very neat categorization for something like material groups. Sometimes the categorization could be pretty complicated in terms of how many ways or the number of ways in which you could classify and categorize these materials. Okay, so let's start here and then think of more complex scenarios and see how we can use these different groupings and categorization provided by SAP in the material master to allow us to categorize the material master accordingly. So this will start off with this as the baseline and then we'll go forward. Now assume for now that these are classified in the system as material groups. So there are 3 material groups. 1 is a desktop, 2 is a laptop, 3 is a printer. Right? These are material groups. Material groups can be seen in the material master in 2 places. One is the basic data material group. The second is the sales org one view material group. Now remember, this material group cannot be different between the basic data and the sales data. Okay, so I'm going to highlight that here. The material group in the basic data cannot be different from the material group in the sales data. What this means for you is that once you classify a material as a desktop, that's it. It is a desktop, and if you want to change it to some other categorization, say a laptop, yeah, sure, you can change it, but that's constant. You cannot change it by sales org. So since we have not covered enterprise structure, as of now, think of sales org is equivalent to a country. That means if HP wants to call a computer and group it as a computer, then you cannot call it as something else in another country. You cannot group it as something else in another country. You cannot. A desktop and a laptop might be more of a not a very suitable example in this case. But think of a company like Coca-Cola. They have different kinds of sugar drinks. What's a lemon drink in one country might be something else in another country, right? If that is the case, then this is definitely not your field to categorize the material. Alright, so in fact you can just go and check it out in the system. by, let's say, mm01, okay, 02, and then let's check out a material, say m06, and then choose the basic data and the sales data, in fact the sales data too, and then click OK. I'm gonna select some plant, some sales org, some distribution channel. Let's say we set a material group here to, instead of 207, let's just change it to 101. Okay, hit enter. Okay, now it says you're changing the material group, material already used in purchasing, so it might affect existing transactions, is what it's trying to say. Alright, so we're going to ignore it for now, and then go to okay. Okay, now go to sales org 2 view, and then where's our material group? Yeah, over here, material group, right? Sales org 1. So it's got changed from 207 to 101, which means that you cannot have a material group specific to a particular sales org. Alright, so that's the material group. I'm going to change it back to 207, what we started with, so that there is no confusion. Alright, okay, that was the material group. Now, is this sufficient? Do we need more groupings, more different kinds of groupings? If yes, why? Now, let's take another scenario. Let's take a scenario where HP, alright, sells desktops, laptops, printers as usual, and HP also wants to categorize, let's say it's desktops and laptops as 13 inches, 15 inches, 21 inches. So this is a way to categorize their product line based on the screen size. Okay, now another way to categorize these could be it's an Intel based processor, it's an AMD based processor, or it could be another Atom based processor, let's say. Now if you take a laptop or a desktop, let's take a simple laptop, it's much easier. So you have a laptop, this laptop could be classified using material group as a laptop. Okay, we are happy with that. Now the same laptop could also belong to maybe a 21 inch or let's say a 15 inch monitor, and then this laptop could be using an AMD processor. In this case, how are you going to use a single material group to represent so many different groupings? Obviously this is a shortfall with the material group, right? So a single material group is not sufficient in these cases, and that's why we have so many different sales material groups. Now these are not available in your basic data screen, meaning they are not generic to the material. They are very sales org specific, meaning you could classify the same material as something else in one country or one sales org versus classify it as something else in another sales org. That could be very handy, if you're entering new markets and you want to have a different kind of categorization and different kind of reporting, a more simplified version of the reporting. For example, Apple has a very broad range of products in the US, and Apple only sells a very restricted range of products in India, let's say, and they want a very simple, clean classification only for the India sales org. Then they can use the material groups 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 have a very simple categorization for the sales org India, whereas they'll have the full-blown categorization using material groups for the sales org US or Canada or wherever they feel it's applicable. Now this is the sales material group, and even this has some shortcomings. The primary one, the most important one, is these are flat, meaning you can classify this laptop using the material group 1, let's say, as laptop, and then call this as screen size and have the options here as 13-inch, 14-inch, so on, and then call this as processor, and you can have Intel, AMD, Athlon, so on as its options. Like I said, it's a flat structure, meaning a laptop can be classified as a laptop using the material group 1 and material group 2 with the screen size, and material group 3 with the processor, so on and so forth. But what if you have a hierarchical structure, right? For example, the same HP computer could be represented like so. You have a laptop, you have a desktop, you have a palm top or printer, let's say, and in desktops we want to classify based on processors, Intel, AMD and Atom, and underneath that we want to classify it as 13-inch, 15-inch, 21-inch. Now this is very different from what we have seen. Although the values seem very much the same, this is a hierarchical structure. Now why do companies use hierarchical structures? For the very simple reason that a hierarchical structure is very useful to roll up or roll down or drill down. I'll give you a very simple example. Let's say the CEO of the Indian or let's say the Singapore division of HP wants to know what's the revenue for the last quarter for all desktops. Okay, here we are. So let's say the revenue is $500 million. Okay, now that's the first question. This follow-up question to that could be, okay, all right, now I want to see which one among them is performing the best in desktops. Give me the sales breakdown of that $500 million sales by Intel, by AMD, by Atom. Right? See, it's not a flat structure anymore. It's a hierarchical structure. Now you can drill down in your reports and find out what's your total sales by Intel, by AMD, by Atom. And similarly, in a particular processor range, you can say, okay, I know that AMD is 100 mil and Atom is 100 and Intel is 300. Okay, now Intel seems to be doing the best, so, and AMD seems to be doing 100. So in AMD, what's the best number for a particular screen size, so that you can concentrate, maybe do more marketing on it, or maybe look at other weaker revenue generating areas and maybe do additional marketing, brainstorming, whatever, right? This is one reason why you can use a product hierarchy. The way you create a product hierarchy is a little different, so you got to be very careful with it. So let me take this M01 material, or you can take any material, and see what's a product hierarchy and how it should be set. Now a product hierarchy is 18 characters. Okay, so in this case this is 18 characters. Okay, so among these 18 characters, the first 5 characters represent the first level, okay, and then 00100, the next 5 characters represents the second level, and then we are left out with 8 characters. So 5 plus 5 plus 8, that's the general hierarchy structure provided by standard SAP. Okay, now this can be changed and customized to suit the requirements of the business. Sometimes companies want like 4 levels, 5 levels of structure, so you don't need to stick with this 555. You can just say 5 3 3 and then 3. So what's that? 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, 9 10 14, and then 3 4, total of 18. You can do that. How you do that is ABAP customization, which we don't need to worry about at this point. Okay, what you need to worry about is how a product hierarchy is determined. So let's take this M01. Okay, okay, here we have M01, and then just click on the options and then select hardware 00125, and here's the trick: don't click choose, instead click next level. Okay, and then it will open another pop-up. Here choose whatever option you like. It's a PC, so it's a hardware, and inside that it's a PC, and then select PC and then choose next level, and then you have your next pop-up in which you can say it's a PC ensemble, and then now click choose and the entire hierarchy will be selected, right? So this is how you do it. Select the first level, and then instead of clicking, don't go here until you hit the last level. Okay, go here, go here, then finally when we hit the last level, click choose. Alright, you can stop here if that's what you want. If you want your product hierarchy just to be at the top level and say this is a first level product 0010, yeah, you can choose that and then not go to the next level. So it's your choice. If you want to fine tune your product and then define your product category to the finest level, click on the next level and go to the last possible level of hierarchy. Alright, so that's product hierarchy. Now here is your configuration. So where do you do the configuration? So as usual in SPRO, IMG, and then logistics general, material master, settings for key fields, and define material groups. This is where you define material groups. You can define your own material group, right? Let's say let's go to SPRO, and then we'll define our own material groups. Logistics general, material master, where are we? Settings for key fields, define material groups. So you can go here, select a new material group, and then say Z0100, call it PC. Alright, so Z0200, this is desktop. Z0300, this is a laptop. Alright, now you can save this and we are done. So we have created 3 material groups: Z0100, Z0200, Z0300. Now let's go into a material, say M06, select basic data, go to the material groups and see if the Z's that we have created out there are they available. There we go. So now you can classify that material as a PC, desktop, or a laptop. In fact, you can delete all of these things that are not necessary. In a non-IDS system, they'll not even be there. Okay. Now, these are standard materials. Don't try and change the material group for them. It will cause more problems than it solves. Try and create your own material, then assign these material groups to them just to test and see how they work. Okay, so that was material group. Now, how about the sales material group? Right. So where is the sales material group? Sales material group is also available here. Logistics General, Material Master. I think it's here. Settings for key fields, and then data relevant to sales and distribution. And here we go. Define material groups. These are the sales material groups, and then you have 5 of them, as we have seen in the Material Master, in the Sales Org 2 view of the Material Master. And then let's pick the 4th one. Okay, 4th one, and create new entries. Z00100. It need not be the same name. Whatever name is fine. Z01. Call them as 15-inch monitors, and then Z02. You can in fact call it very similar to the name as well. Like you can just say Z15 or Z21 for 21-inch monitors, right? And save this guy. Okay, so material group 4 is what we have changed, right? So let's try and go to a material. Let's say MM02. Open the material M06. Go to Sales Org 2. Select your plant and Sales Org distribution channel. Go to the material group 4, because that's what we have changed, right? That's where we have created our own custom material groups. Then you select 14 inches, 15 inches, whatever you like. So like that, you can have 5 different sales material groups assigned parallelly to a single material. Okay, so here's the notes for how to do it. First thing, go to SPRO, IMG, and then Logistics General, Material Master, settings for key fields, data relevant to sales and distribution. Remember, this is sales relevant data, right? And then click on define material groups. So choose whatever material group you want to customize. In this case, we have customized 4 or 1 if you like, and then just go to new entries and start creating as many entries as you like. This is the sales material group and how it's configured. Next, we have the product hierarchy, and the configuration for that is a little different. So instead of choosing material groups, choose product hierarchies, and then you go here. So select the 3rd option, maintain product hierarchy, and then click on this button, which is the magnifying glass button. You'll be taken to the product hierarchy screen, where you'll have hierarchies and levels. Now this is the key. Now let's go one step further and define a custom product hierarchy. Let's say we want to define a hierarchy like this. Desktops, the first level is desktop versus laptop versus printer, and in laptop you want AMD, Intel, and Atom. So Intel Atom, let's say. And in Intel, so this is the first level, this is the second level, and the third level is we are just going by 15 inches, 13 inches, or 21 inches, and this is the third level. Okay, so let's call it as 0, 0, let's have a number 5. This is 5 characters, right? You got 5 characters here, you got 5 characters here, you got 8 characters here. So this is 50 100, 50 200, 50 300. And the second level is, let's say, you can have the same numbers or you can have different numbers. It's really up to you. 60 100, 60 200, 60 300, and this is 8 characters, right? So maybe you want to prepend with 0. You could do something like this, 7200, and then 0000, 7300. Now if you want to represent a laptop that's Intel based and it's got 13 inches, or what you would say is 50200, and then 60200, and then 0000 7200. Okay, so let's represent a hierarchy like that, and then the rest of the things should be pretty easy for you. Let's start with a laptop of 50200. All right, so where do we go? We go to SPRO, IMG, and then Logistics General, Material Master, settings for key fields, data relevant to sales and distribution, and then product hierarchy. So I said select the third option, maintenance of product hierarchies, and then click on the magnifying glass. The first entry that we want to create was, what was the entry? 50200, 50200, and call it, give a description of desktop. Was that the one? No, laptop. Alright, laptop. Okay. Now again, here is the key. Save it. Okay, save it, go back all the way, and then start again. So 50200 is done. So the next entry is 50200, 60200. That's how you got to create this entry. Okay, let's do that. So new entries, 50200, 60200. This is, what is this? This is Intel, right? So Intel based, or whatever name you want to give it. All right, now here is the important thing. Before you create this, the entire Intel based, you have to make sure that the preceding category of the hierarchy has been created already, otherwise you get an error here. Okay, again, you see it's level 2 and SAP has automatically determined it, because it knows already that there is a 500200, which is a level 1 structure in the product hierarchy. Okay, so like I said, start with the first level and work your way up. All right, save it again. This is the other caveat here. Save it, go back all the way, and then start again. Now the third level is 50200, 60200, and then this one, the 13-inch one, which is 4 zeros and then 7200. All right, so start with 5000, 6000, and then 0000, 7200. The description is, what is it, 13-inch screen size, and it automatically recognizes that this is level 3. Save it. Alright, now let's go to a material, say MM02, and then M06. Alright, M06 is locked. Yeah, let's go here. Don't want to save it. M06, go to basic data, let's say because we have the product hierarchy available in the basic data as well. Okay, what was our first element? 5000200, isn't it? So here is a laptop. Okay, and then don't just click choose, click on the next level, and then in laptop we have Intel based, and then click on the next level, we have 13-inch, right? Select all of this stuff, and then you got yourself a winner. Okay, I'll just save that over there so that you can refer back to it later. Okay, so this is how you choose your product hierarchy and design your product hierarchy. Some companies, like I said, go for the 3-level standard structure as provided by SAP, and some companies go for the much bigger 5 levels, or at most you can go up to 6 levels, each level being 3 characters. Okay, that finishes up this short session on material grouping and material classification. All right, thank you very much. See you in another class.